Welcome to our first installment of 10-Minute Tech Tuesday. So I'm going to set the timer on my phone for 10 minutes. This is where we will discuss a tool. I will show you how to set up the tool, walk you through the exact setup, and talk about some implementation ideas. So 10 minutes is starting now. So our first tool that we're going to be looking at is Padlet. Padlet is a really cool digital bulletin board or cork board where students can brainstorm ideas. They can you can ask questions and they can reply to questions. They can reply to each other, and they can really represent their learning in a different variety of ways. So the very first thing that you need to do is sign up. It's free. So I'm going to go ahead and click sign up. And I'm going to go ahead and click sign up with Google. And I'm going to use my Waco ISD credentials to sign up. So one moment while I enter my password. And here we are. And so just to get started while you are learning Padlet, we're just going to go with the basic version here. So again, it limits you to 3 Padlets. But like I said, what's neat about it is you can create a Padlet and then you can delete that Padlet and use another one. So in essence, you really don't need to pay for the other version unless you really see yourself using more than 3 Padlets at a time. So the first thing I'm going to click on is I'm going to click on Make a Padlet. Now, here are all of the different, let me hide myself for just a moment. Here are all of the different Padlet options you can do. You can do a wall, which is similar to, like I said, if students were just coming up and putting exit tickets or Post-it notes on an anchor chart. You can do a canvas, which is just, again, the ideas are going to float all around. You can do a stream, which is really cool, and you could see responses that students post to one another. And so the content is real time feed. So again, you can see most recent to oldest. You can do a grid, which is just, again, an arrangement of columns and rows. You could do a shelf. And what's cool about Padlet is now they do have a back channel option. So since we no longer have tools such as Today's Meet, if you're looking for a back channel, you could use Padlet as one of those means for back channel. So for today's purposes, again, I'm just going to go ahead and choose grid. Okay, so it says, welcome to your beautiful new Padlet. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to title your Padlet. So I'm going to title mine Scientific Method. And you can put a little description here. This is all about the scientific method. Now what's nice, again, you can scroll down and you can choose your different wallpapers here. And you can click on the word more, and there are even more wallpapers here. So if you're wanting something not distracting, I would possibly go with a notebook or scroll. But again, if you're wanting something really engaging or festive, you could always go with something seasonal. For mine for today, I'm just going to go with a chalkboard theme. So again, we're going with the scientific method. I'm going to go back. So this is all about the scientific method. Now you can scroll down and you have some more options here. You can change it from a dark to a light. So again, depending on the background you choose, you might want to change the text and the color that shows up. I'm just going to keep it on light. You can also change the fonts. You have a few font options here. And you can also choose an icon if you would like to identify the scientific method with, maybe a light bulb or something of that sort. So you can see over here how it changed the icon for me there. And I'm going to scroll down again. And this is where you can control where the posts appear. So again, do you want to see posts first, or do you want to see the last ones first? This is also a very nice feature, a profanity feature. So should students try to use something inappropriate, it would replace it. So I might go ahead and turn that on. This is a really nice feature too. You can allow your students, again, to comment on each other's posts, and you can also allow them to react to the posts. They can like their posts. If you are doing the, like I said, more of the linear listed method, they could vote them up or down. They could give them stars. They could, self-assess and give themselves a grade or give their peers a grade. So I'm going to go ahead and just say like. You could tag it, and again, here is the Padlet address that you'll use. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next here, and this is where it's important. You want to, again, make it private so that you and your students are the only ones that can access it. You can password protect it, but again, it's not really needed at this point. If you make it public, just know that anybody, anywhere on the web can access it and can possibly add content to that. If you are working with another class or if you're working with another teacher per se, you could also add their name as a contributor, and they can, like I said, y'all could collaborate and work together on that. You can allow others to remake this, and you can moderate it. I just find that slows down the process of sharing the ideas. So again, I have it private. I'm going to go ahead and say next. And now I'm all set to start posting. And so all a student has to do, or all a teacher has to do, is to click the plus sign, and you can have a title. So again, we're talking about the scientific method. I can spell scientific. And again, you could have a question here. You could have them have an assignment of find an image that comes to mind when you think about the scientific method. And there we go. And so what students can do then is, again, they can come and they can add to this. They could like this. What's really nice about this as well is when they want to reply, they could reply with an uploaded file. So maybe they went and downloaded an image. They could link to an image. So maybe they found a website of scientific method, so they could have that as a link. They could even go straight to Google and do a Google search, and it would show the results there of the Google search. They could take a picture, and again, they could take a picture of their screen, which would be like a screenshot, and put that there as well. And then there are some other options here too. They could record their voice. So again, if you asked an open-ended question, they could reply with, like I said, with their own voice. They could draw or doodle. They could do all kinds of things. So what's really nice about this is just all the different ways that the students can answer your question, or like I said, can share their learning there. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So all you would need to do to share this is come up to the right and say share. And again, scroll down and you can, you're going to share, export, or embed. And what is cool is that you can show the QR code on the screen. And if they had an iPad or a smartphone, they could scan it. Or like I said, you could just give them the code as well. It gives them a link, so you could share that on Google Classroom. Like I said, you could just copy the link, and you could use a tool such as Gazaz, Gzaas, to copy and paste that link and display the link so everybody could click to type it in. I think the quickest way is the QR code. So that is Padlet in less than 10 minutes. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks.